I just wanted to just keep it, not really try to overdo it.
He was romantically involved with Cassie, whose legal name is Cassandra Ventura. Combs' defense attorney denies the allegation, calling Cassie's suit offensive and outrageous.
Former Bad Boy artist and ex-girlfriend Cassie. Cassie is speaking about the abuse in a civil lawsuit.
Someone said, "Why do I feel like something's about to come out about Diddy?" Well, could this be it?
This can change everything. This man's life can be ruined forever if these allegations are true. I know a lot of people on social media speculate that.
Is there anything that you may want to confess tonight before you go in?
Sean Diddy Combs has been in the spotlight for quite some time over the past year. He has faced all sorts of allegations, ranging from how he hosts gay parties to how he supposedly forces the young and upcoming artists on his record label to sleep with him. So far, the greatest allegations he has faced are that he is behind the murders of Tupac and Biggie. At this point, everyone is convinced that he was the one who planned and orchestrated all of it. And well, Biggie's mother holds him accountable. However, there has never been real evidence tying him to their murders. All that is about to become even worse as new information comes to light. One of his former girlfriends, Cassie, has filed a lawsuit against him, accusing him of more than murder. Let's just say that she claims that he abused her and did so much worse to her. And in addition to all that, she has also exposed Diddy for planning a hit on Kid Cudi, just like he did for Tupac. So what's really going on here? Are all these allegations true? Well, let's find out. Apart from all the drama going around him, Sean Diddy Combs is known as one of the most famous producers and music moguls in the hip-hop industry, and this has been the case for decades. However, recently, Cassie, an R&B singer once signed to his label, sued him in federal court. According to the singer, Mr. Combs abused her both physically and sexually for more than a decade. This lawsuit has already attracted the attention of many, with a lot of people interested in what Cassie had to say. Not only that, but there is so much more than meets the eye. The information revealed in this lawsuit is pretty damning. According to the lawsuit filed in federal district court in Manhattan, Cassandra Ventura, popularly known as Cassie, claims that ever since she met Diddy in 2005, he began a pattern of control and abuse. At the time the two met, she was only 19 years old. Furthermore, she was known to be Mr. Combs' romantic partner for quite some time. Cassie claimed that Diddy would pump her with drugs, her, and even force her to have sex with a succession of male prostitutes as he filmed all these encounters. According to the suit, as their relationship was ending in 2018, Diddy forced his way into her home and took matters into his own hands. I believe we all know what I mean by that. Cassie made a statement in which she expressed her readiness to share her story after years of silence and darkness. She emphasized her intention to speak up for herself and for the benefit of other women who suffer from violence and abuse in their relationships. However, people might wonder why she took so long to speak up against all this if it has been going on for decades. But given Diddy's reputation, he might have threatened her, so she never spoke up. Knowing Diddy, all these allegations cannot go around without him responding. According to Ben Braffman, a lawyer for Diddy, Mr. Combs has denied all the offensive and outrageous allegations. He claims Cassie has been constantly nudging Diddy to give her about $30 million, or she would write a damaging book about their relationship. However, Diddy refused to give in to these demands, claiming it was just blatant blackmail. Even though Cassie withdrew her initial threat, she decided to go bigger. The lawyer stated that Miss Ventura had filed a lawsuit with unfounded and preposterous falsehoods, intending to damage Mr. Combs' reputation and pursue financial gain. But the question we are all asking is, are all these allegations true? And if not all of them, is there truth in some? On the other hand, Douglas Wigdor, a lawyer for Cassie, tells a different story. He claims that the parties had spoken before the suit was filed, and Mr. Combs offered her 8 figures to silence her and stop her from filing the lawsuit. However, given how determined she was to go through with it, she turned down the 8-figure check and filed the lawsuit. Cassie's case is the latest addition to the series of sexual assault civil suits filed against prominent men in the music industry. Some other lawsuits are against Steven Tyler of Aerosmith, the executive L.A. Reid, and Neil Portnow, the former head of the organization behind the Grammy Awards. And of all these lawsuits, Mr. Portnow denied the accusation, while Tyler and Reid have yet to respond. Mr. Combs, who is currently 54, founded Bad Boy in 1993. He rose to become one of the primary figures in the growth of hip-hop, working with famous stars like the Notorious Big and Mary J. Blige. He has an estimated net worth of $1 billion, with his previous year's earnings being estimated to be about $90 million. This is largely because of his former partnership with a liquor brand, Ciroc, owned by the spirits giant Diageo. Diddy, or Puff Daddy, as he is popularly known, has been one of his generation's most famous music executives. But according to this lawsuit, he is nothing but a violent man. Apart from assaulting Cassie, he also asked her to carry his gun in her purse. In addition, the suit also claims that he was responsible for blowing up the car of a rival suitor. It even claims that there was an incident where Diddy dangled a friend of Cassie's over a 17th floor hotel balcony. You know, just like we see in the movies. This lawsuit reveals a lot about Cassie's life when she was with Diddy. She joined Diddy's jet-set lifestyle soon after meeting him and signing with Bad Boy. About a year after signing with the record label, she released her debut album in 2006. However, it wasn't long before Diddy started asserting extraordinary command over her life. It wasn't long before he began to control her career and pay for her car, apartments, and even clothing. He even went the extra mile and gained access to her personal medical records. In this lawsuit, Cassie recalls a specific instance when Combs received the results of an MRI scan she had for possible drug or beating-related memory loss. She never even got the chance to see it. Diddy is also implicated in giving Cassie a whole load of drugs, including ecstasy and ketamine, and even urging her to take them. Furthermore, he would become violent, beating her a couple of times each year. However, the main reason she never went to the police was because she feared that it would merely give Mr. Combs another excuse to hurt her. In another incident in LA in 2009, Diddy became angry when he saw Cassie talking to another talent agent. And so, filled with anger, he pushed her into a car and kicked her repeatedly in the face, making her bleed. After this, the suit claims that Diddy had some of his staff bring her to a hotel room to recuperate for a week, and even when she asked to go home to her parents, Diddy refused. According to the suit, after seeing the violent repercussions of going against Diddy and the extent to which he would go to isolate her from her support network, Miss Ventura felt that saying no to Mr. Combs would cost her something: her family, her friends, her career, or even her life. However, each time she tried to leave him, he would always send his employees to bring her back. The suit goes on to talk about Diddy's violent ways and what he would do when he was angry. There is one particular incident that caught everyone's attention, and this is an incident that happened in early 2012. It is said that during this time, Diddy was so angry that Cassie had dated rapper Kid Cudi that he said he would blow up the rapper's car. And around that time, Kid Cudi's car blew up in his driveway. Coincidence? Maybe not. Kid Cudi even confirmed this through a spokeswoman, saying, "This is all true." This reminds us of the same thing that happened with Tupac Shakur and Notorious Big, who were both murdered. And according to the recent allegations, Diddy was behind both murders. According to different sources, Biggie was murdered because he was planning on leaving Bad Boy for another record label. And since Diddy knew that he would lose a lot of money when Biggie left, he decided to take matters into his own hands again. And shortly after that, Biggie was killed. There is a very high possibility that Diddy was also planning a hit on Kid Cudi simply because he dated Cassie. And if he even blew up his car, who's to say that he wouldn't have gone a step further? Maybe he was even planning to kill Kid Cudi in that explosion, but he wasn't there. All in all, thanks to Cassie, we now know that Diddy was planning a hit on Kid Cudi. But what do you think of all this? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. And before you go, more juicy stories like this will come, so hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on that bell icon to get notified.